Mike bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi there, welcome back to the Wyoming Life studios, where only 90 days ago I walked across a snowdrift across the entire highway in front of our house. Today, I melted. It almost hit 100 degrees. 99 today was the high.
That would have been more shocking if it was 9 days ago.
That would have been way more shocking. It was 9 days ago. But honestly, was it Ranch Roundup, what was it, 2020? It was 100 degrees one day and we had snow the next day.
Yeah.
So not ruling that one out. Might just be flip-flop.
Yeah, going from snow to heat is pretty rare, especially with that volume of snow. Like, it took a minute to melt.
Yeah, that would have been ridiculous.
But yeah, we can go from 100 to 32 real quick.
Real fast. Yeah,
there's been several times I can think of on the ranch where we've had 70-degree temperature swings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
happens all the time. So.
Thanks for coming and joining us. My name's Mike. This is
Erin.
And this is our Wyoming Life, or Beyond the Ranch, where we get a chance to sit down and talk to you guys about not specifically what's really happening or anything, could even not even have anything to do with the ranch. It's mostly our live streams to come in and vent and take questions and see what's on your guys' mind, as well as what's happening around the ranch, and not only around the ranch, but also in our lives. So thank you very much for joining us. If you're new here, be sure to say hi. I see lots of new names. E. Robinson from Oregon, looks like a new one to me. Gina Hocker, that looks familiar, but she's from California, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Thank you to our moderators for hanging out with us. William Dunn, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Man. I'm not sure if Zach is here tonight, Lori Habel, and now Jeff Lake, who's still a moderator.
Oh, you got to boot him.
Well, I asked him today. We were going down to the field because we're almost done with haying, and we had to go down and pick up his pickup. We had to retrieve his pickup. Yeah. And I said, oh, by the way, you're still listed as a moderator. Do you want me to change that? And he didn't really care either way. So I was like, well, you know what? I don't really remember how to change it back right now. So.
That would take you 3 seconds.
I'm sure. Actually, I could probably click on it. Let's see if I can do it to Matt. Nope, not there. I used to be able to do it. Maybe I can't now. Anyway, we'll figure out what Jeff's
Robinson's not new.
Oh, dang it! I tried. Well, if you are new here, be sure to say hi. Or if you're returning, say hi too. We don't really mind.
Nobody say hi. Just no.
Nobody say hi? No. Okay, fine. We'll do that too. We are wrapping up hay.
We need to move the camera to the left. Why do we need to move the camera to the left?
Well, because I'm kind of off camera here just a little bit. Hold on.
Oh, God, you're going to tilt it.
There we go. How's that? A little better.
Look how tan we are.
Who said we need to move camera to the left, by the way?
Oh, look, we match, too.
Oh, yeah, we do match, except for I'm wearing a millennial farmer shirt.
Well, way to be off-brand.
I know. He wears my shirts occasionally, so I'll wear one of his. Actually, I think this might be yours, actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know.
I don't think that's
No? I don't know. Either way. Just finishing up haying. We're down to just a few acres left, and I broke the baler again. So we're waiting a day. Actually, if they probably head over to Sheridan in the morning, pick up parts, get back over, get it put back together, and hopefully be done with baling and haying altogether tomorrow. And as a way to celebrate that, Erin has actually prepared a very nice little special treat for us, where we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a celebration, the end of haying drink.
I drink this all the time.
Well, tonight you're drinking it as a celebration for the end of hay. What are we making?
Tequila and bubbly water.
I didn't say it was complicated. I mean, come on.
Ice. Well, you don't even have my drinking frame.
Well, what do you mean? Can't you?
I gotta hold it up.
Well, I'd never have the table in frame. How would I do that?
This is 1800 coconut tequila.
I do need to stop breaking stuff. Actually, it's the slip clutch on the baler went out, so not surprising.
Not surprising. It's never broke before.
Exactly. It's never broken before. If it had broken 100 times, then I would be like, this thing shouldn't be breaking anymore. But
well, we already broke the part that breaks all the time.
Yeah, we did.
I can't. I just put lotion on my extremely dry, crusty hands. So we're not done with haying, but we're gonna pretend we're done with haying. Give yourself a healthy pour. Measure with your heart. Oh, I didn't bring a stir stick.
Oh no.
Oh,
What do I got
God.
around here? Let's see. I've got a pen somewhere.
That'll work.
Let me find something.
And then you take your soda stream water and you put it in. Leave a little room.
I got a screwdriver or a pen. What do you prefer?
There's a floaty chunk in my ice. That's unfortunate.
We'll drink it.
And
You want me to get it out of there?
it's like stuck in the ice.
Oh.
Yeah, see, it's in the ice.
Weird. Coconut tequila. Yeah, Melissa. Oh, just flip the ice on the floor? Okay. I found you this for a stir stick.
And you can use fancy real lime juice if you want, or you can just buy the bottle stuff because it's cheap and easy. Pour some of this in. You can put enough ice in.
You want some of my ice?
No, yours says whiskey on it. Oh, there's another floater from the ice machine. I should clean that. Get it out.
Protein.
I mean, it could be. The tequila would kill it. And then you drink this.
Cool. Good. It's not bad. I actually don't like tequila, but coconut tequila doesn't taste like tequila. Yeah, it doesn't taste like tequila.
It's like a low-calorie margarita.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so let's answer some questions about haying here really quick. I did see measure precisely. Erin doesn't measure anything.
Measure with your heart.
What did you break on the baler? So there's where the PTO comes out of the tractor and into the baler. There's a slip clutch, and that slip clutch is there that if anything gets caught in the baler, it's supposed to disengage the PTO from the baler so you don't tear up anything. It's like a safety feature. It's a really expensive safety feature, but I guess it keeps you from breaking something way more expensive down the line.
It stops your PTO.
Yes, or slows down the PTO.
Slows it down. Quickly.
Yeah, really quickly. So what happened was I was haying. I hit actually a thick, just a bunch of hay that was too thick to go through the baler. It stopped in the baler. That slip clutch then engages, or it kind of disengages, and it starts spinning, and it actually started smoking, and then it just kind of came apart. So really happened really fast, and actually the baler still kind of works if you go really, really slow, but it clogs up really easily. So if it gets anything in it, even a big chunk of hay, it just clogs right up, and you have to eject your bale and start all over, and it's a giant pain.
And you came back to the house because you weren't that far away.
Right.
Sprayed it off, and it was
boiling hot.
So hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it was smoking. Luckily, I mean it could have very easily caught the whole baler on fire if there had been a lot of debris around that. So.
Yeah, and I think what was happening is I was baling where it was really thick, and we had actually raked 2 windrows together like we had been doing. We probably shouldn't have done that. So it was really, really thick, so it was bogging down the baler anyway, which was causing that slip clutch to disengage a little bit, but not all the way, and it just heated itself up to the point where it just slips off. So $944 part, which I'm going to hopefully be able to pick up tomorrow, and I can put it on myself, no problem.
We hope you can put it on yourself.
I can put it on myself. It's like 4 bolts. It's not that hard, and it's really easy to get to. So,
yeah, it's not
so anyway, get that done. The big hope is that they have it in stock. That's the big thing. So we will see. So
there will never be a possibility of a second cutting, guys. I know you guys. I know everyone wants there to be a second cutting, and it's a common question that we get asked a lot. We've had a 1/4 inch of rain in July, and it's 100 degrees.
Yeah, nothing's growing. The alfalfa is starting to grow back, and it's tricky. So you'll see it in videos, and we'll go by a field, and it'll be like, oh, the field's green again, and that's the alfalfa that comes up. Unfortunately, the alfalfa is really thin, so you can go out. And I did fall for this once. I told Gilbert when he was still alive, I said, I'm going to go get a second cutting off of this because I thought I could. And went out and did the second cutting on about 70 acres and got 6 bales. So it really wasn't even worth the fuel to do it. And Gilbert let me go do it because I think he wanted to teach me a lesson and just let the stupid kid waste his time. And then, so there you go.
Yeah. And Miriam asked why the alfalfa died. It's a 8 to 10 year perennial. So a perennial is a plant that comes back every single year. An annual is a plant that comes back one time. Just because it's a perennial doesn't mean that it'll live forever. It has an 8 to 10 year life. Drought, and you can have longer. It can last longer, depending upon your season and your conditions and stuff. But 8 to 10 years is what they say to figure, and you're going to start to see alfalfa die out after that year's. Peak alfalfa production is like year
4 through 6, something like that.
3 to 5. Like that's when you get your most volume off of it. Alfalfa is also really bad at reseeding itself. It does not produce mature seeds, and they don't germinate.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. So no more windrowing 2 windrows together, probably not. I mean, we still have to do it in some spots, but where we did do it, it really didn't need to be done. So it was my fault all the way around.
Would you buy additional land to hay? No, we're good.
No, yeah. With what we need to do to continue on, I think we're set. So Tanner has a good point. We like our Rouse mower in short grass hay. We use disc vine and tall hay. Yeah. For sure. I get that completely. Getting even Jeff, he was out cutting through this stuff, and what it is there's a low spot in this one field, and it catches all the rain. It's on both sides, so it gets really thick right in the middle and down in the bottom of it. And even Jeff was going through and cutting it. You could tell he was just super frustrated because it was hard to cut with the sickle mower. Our guards kept on dulling up. He kept on constantly. He was having to sharpen stuff all the time.
And we're at the end of a sickle's actually broke. You had to shorten a sickle.
Yeah, we shortened the sickle because we went from a 9-foot sickle to a 7-foot sickle.
Yeah, we're just trying to skate through the last.
We're done cutting.
Yeah.
So cutting is done. The cutting is done. I still have some raking to do, and then the rest of the baling. So, and not that much, probably 20 acres on one field, and you can actually watch it on the webcam. That we actually cut the triangle pasture, which is just outside on the webcam on our website. And
That's
then
7 acres.
13.
Oh, it's that big?
Yeah, yeah, it's 17 acres total, but I figured he cut 13 or 14 acres out there. And then we cut the hay yard as well, just because we have to mow it down anyway. So we cut it and we'll bale it and get 1 or 2 bales out of that. So that's kind of our plan.
How many acres is the hay yard?
1.2 or
That's
something like that.
It's going to be the best yield.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
We didn't get great yield on everything, and you're going to talk about yield in a video, right? And number of bales, so you guys can wait till then.
So usually we have a video that comes out on Monday. Because of this breakdown, we're actually going to push that back to Tuesday so that I can show the repair, and then we're going to talk about our final yields and how much it cost us and what our expenses were. And yes, I'm prorating out, like the 4055. If we fix something on the 4055, we really only use that for haying, so that can come out of the haying budget. But the 6420 we use for feeding all year long, so it's about a 50-50 deal. So if we had to put a new tire on it, $300 that new tire goes into the haying budget, $300 goes into the feeding budget.
And that's because you're looking at your total hours. We put way more hours on the tractors this time of the year than we do the rest of the year.
Right. Yeah. It's just about prorating it out, and it's just having we're not accountants, but being able to do it like accountants, or at least trying to figure out the best way to do it. Honestly, it all comes out of the ranch's budget anyway, so really,
Yeah, it's not like we're running separate budgets.
But when we're looking at how much it costs to make a bale of hay, this year it's going to be a little higher, but it sure as heck ain't going to be $200 a bale. So we're going to be able to figure that out. And I had a really nice subscriber named Gary, who actually, I was going to build an Excel spreadsheet for this whole thing. He actually sent me a spreadsheet, and I've had to modify it a little bit, but he sent me a spreadsheet to get me started on the whole thing. So math is always fun to do, and it's really hard to do in videos. It's not that I'm not good at math. It's really hard to explain math in videos.
And some of y'all are real nitpicky too.
Yeah. J minor sm. Is that a name, you think? Anyway, how do I get to the webcam? Go to ourwyominglife.com, click on webcams right on the top. Yeah, it'll take you to all of our webcams. We do have another webcam. I actually was going to go plug it in today and try to get it working again on the steers, and I need to get that on the website too. Yeah, get that one up and going. So, Bird Country Adventures. Great to see getting hay. The beef was. They were here at the farm store or at the Airbnb. Pork chops are huge. $20 super chat. Thank you very much.
Little pork chops right now, but big pork chops coming back in stock in September.
Yeah.
And for all of our Patreon members, I got to do cut sheets. we should have beef back in like 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
So look for that. Not this week. It won't be back in time this week, but probably next week when we do our Thursday inventory update, we'll probably have the steak package back in stock. So if you're not a Patreon member and you want to buy some steaks, next week would be
a great time to
join Patreon.
Yep.
So you can purchase some steaks.
$1 to join and a priceless amount of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I haven't posted on Patreon for a while. I have time. So haying, we can talk about this. Like, haying is probably, a lot of times when I work, I don't feel like I'm working, right? You're doing something, you're shifting gears constantly. You know, I'm doing this for 2 hours, then I go and do this for 2 hours. Haying is that time of the year where it's 12 hours you're in a tractor driving around in circles. And while it's not hard work, it's exhausting work. Just being, you know, constantly having to pay attention to what's going on, fixing little things, whatever it may be. I do feel like haying is like the one time on the work on the ranch that I actually work.
You don't feel like that doing calving?
Not so much. I mean, calving is I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's switching back and forth, doing different things, changing modes. Yeah. You know, haying, you're just driving in circles forever.
It takes a long time, and we hayed more acres this year than ever to get the number of bales.
We hayed over 600 acres this year. I was planning on haying about 500. About 600 acres is what we
just to get the number of bales that we need, which is what you said you would do. You were just going to keep cutting. And I took you down to get the baler today, and I was like, oh, you could cut that, and you could cut that. Like, there's lots more places.
Right.
Because our herd is so reduced in size right now, we don't need as much pasture.
Yeah.
So we're going to be done at this point.
You have to be done at some point.
Yeah, at this point, we're just breaking stuff. So we're going to be done. We should have enough bales.
I actually thought, I was like, do I even fix the baler? I'm only going to get another 20 bales.
Yes.
But yeah, you go fix it.
Well, because otherwise we have to fix it next year.
Yeah, of course.
And the part will cost $1,500 instead of $1,000.
Yeah.
So you better go buy it.
So as we sit right now, we're aiming for 360 bales. Is kind of what I was going for. That's 2 bales a day for 180 days of winter. That gives us plenty of buffer, especially if we can keep cows on pasture for longer this year, because Erin said we have a smaller herd, so we're able to keep them on pasture longer. As long as I can keep hay or water open, I can keep cows almost on summer pasture for a while.
We're going to figure out how to keep water open.
So with that, I think we're going to end up, I'm going to just put out an estimate here, 368 bales.
You shouldn't tell them.
Why?
Because I can wait till the video.
Well, it's probably not right, but that's my guess, 368. So,
we had super chats.
a couple super chats here. Let me grab my handy dandy mouse here, and I'll scroll on back. Linda, thank you for the $10 super chat with the kitty cat.
Is that a kitty cat or a fox?
Is it a kitty cat or a fox? I don't know, but it's having a seizure or something. Roger W, $5 super chat. How big do you want to go with shipping beef? What is the long range goal?
We want to be as big as we can.
Yeah, but we want it to come from the ranch. I mean, that's where I do have, people have approached us and said, well, you can sell our beef, or you can, and that's not the point. Like, we want people to buy beef from the ranch and being able to be guaranteed that this is beef that was raised here and, it comes from here. Kansas City steaks or Omaha steaks or whatever, you're not buying it from a single ranch. You're buying it from a conglomeration of a bunch of different ranches, or Cisco, or wherever it's coming from. So we want to make sure that we keep ourselves unique by doing that. There is obviously a limit that we can go to. We can't, we can't finish 100 cows a year or whatever.
Sure we can.
Well, we could, but not today. I'm saying we can ramp up to that.
We'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, it is very much a fluid thing.
We are doing more animals next year. The schedule's already set for next year. We're doing more animals. We're going up by 10. If we can grow by 10 to 20 a year, that's great. It's not just what we can sell to. It's infrastructure. I mean, you guys have seen, like, we were maxed out on freezer space. We're not big enough yet to do a walk-in, and we have concerns about a walk-in freezer. We got to have somewhere to store it. We have to have time to ship it. Thank God we're out of steaks right now, and we've only been shipping a couple of meat packages, and we're out of dry ice, too. We've only been shipping a couple a week right now, which has been great, because it's great when we ship out 20 or 30 a week, but it's time-consuming, which I'm not complaining about the time. We just don't have the time right now. Like, everything else is on fire right now. Even trying to do jerky.
Not on fire, literally.
Well, almost.
But, every day we go out and you see Erin uses this expression all the time, but you see what's the biggest fire. You go, okay, I have to deal with this.
I'm literally
You've
just
been-
trying
you've
to keep
been weeding.
plants alive today. Like, it's 99 degrees. Everything's trying to die.
Yeah.
And you did almost catch the baler on fire.
I did almost catch the baler on fire. I did not. But it is disconcerting when you look back at the baler and there's smoke rolling out of it. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Shut down. What's happening here? And as soon as there's a little flap over the thing, as soon as I open it, smoke comes rolling out. I was like, oh, thank God it's just that. And that area where that slip clutch does get packed with hay and stuff. So luckily it wasn't. I cleaned it out as often as I can, especially in hot weather. So did Jeff's pay go up because he had to help with cutting the hay? Jeff will attest this. We doubled his pay this week just for helping. That's another thing we're going to be looking at in the video when we start talking about hay and how much it costs for the ranch is, how much labor what can you pay yourself for putting up hay? I think that's going to be pretty interesting. So.
Yeah.
What's the max number of cows you'd have on the ranch?
Mm-hmm. Those things are all fluid. Like it is very much depending on the demand. Obviously, we have a stocking rate.
Yeah.
The higher you stock, the more you have to supplement. Like we could get to a point where we say we're not going to hay anymore, and we're just going to bring in feed, and that means we can stock that much more. Yeah, I mean it's not like we don't have like hard targets of like. I have some ideas of where I'd like us to get, but we'll see what the next couple of years brings.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for sure. Supplemental steers we'll have to buy this year. We still kind of working on those numbers, figuring out exactly where we're going to sit.
so even like how much hay do we need and stuff, like it's kind of a moving target because it's going to depend on cattle prices. Like I know how many steers we need, but then it's how quickly do we? You
already have our processing dates figured out for next year.
Yeah, processing dates are scheduled, so we know exactly how many steers we need. But everything else is kind of fluid. So do we have enough hay that we can buy? Do we want to buy more heifers? Do we want to just breed our own heifers? We're gonna have to buy a bull. Do we want to buy short-term cows? Do we want to buy young cows? Like it's all to be determined.
Yeah. There's lots of meetings that need to be had.
And it will kind of just depend on the cattle market, and we'll see like when we preg check, like we'll see where things shake out and what our breeding herd looks like, and then we'll fill in the gaps.
Yeah, exactly. The proposed meatpacking plant being built close to the Rapid City. First of all, I don't think it's going to happen for 5 years. It's huge. If nobody's really looked at this, they're talking what
8,000 head a week.
Yeah, 8,000.
I think it's a week. 8,000 head a week.
My big fear is I
have a lot of
when you see these big things come in, and we're already dealing with JBS, Tyson, Cargill, and National Beef. Is it just going to be another one? When you're doing 8,000 steers or cows a week,
I think it's 8,000 a week, or is it 8,000 a day?
It's some ridiculous amount, and that's all great and good.
Is it really?
Well, I was being sarcastic. Because if you have processors like the smaller processors that we deal with, obviously I believe that you have a little bit more control over your product. If you're taking stuff in, really is there a that personal touch to it? $1.1 billion meat packing. Erin's gonna look it up.
I'm just trying to remember how many head per day. I don't know. I have lots of concerns. I don't know if it's appropriate to voice them.
Who cares? You can't please everybody all the time.
Why Rapid City? There's 0 feedlots in Rapid City.
So they're bringing them in from somewhere.
Does anybody want to answer that question? Where are we going to get 2,500 workers in Rapid City? And where are those people? 8,000 head per day.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. 8,000 head per day. At a, let's do some math. 1,200 pound animal. So that's a hanging weight of 720. So cut packaged meat out the door. That's 432 pounds per animal. Say 425. 8,000 per day. That's 3.4 million pounds of beef per day. If they run 7 days a week,
they are going to know who we're at.
23 million pounds of beef. So how do you sell that much beef and not employ the same sales tactics that JBS and Cargill and Cisco and all the big ones do? Because Walmart doesn't give a crap, right? Costco doesn't want to give a crap. Sam's Club does not care. They want the best price point that they can get.
Right.
So how are you going to move that much meat and not do the same thing that JBS and everybody else does?
Right. So
that's my question.
If you're looking at supporting local farmers,
and yeah, 1,200 pounds is a pretty conservative estimate. Most feedlot steers are more like 1,500 pounds.
Right. So if you're looking at supporting local farmers and ranchers, they're just doing the same thing that JBS or Tyson or Cargill
they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, they're just going to be another player in that big.
They're not going to want to process our 35 steers per year.
No, nobody's going to care.
They don't care.
No.
They don't care. And whatever. You guys can have your own thoughts and opinions. I have my own.
Our poll today, as we take a look on the top of the screen there, at the top of your chat screen, if there was an OWL app for your phone and devices, would you download and use it? I've actually been talking to some people about possibly putting together our Wyoming Life app.
Yeah, you had one conversation
I know,
about
but I'm interested to see if anybody would be interested in it. This app, would basically, everybody complains about YouTube's not notifying when video comes out. So you could get notified through the app, hey, there's a new video. You could also have a quick link for, I need to order beef for, that for the store.
Yeah.
Would be a different type of thing. Patreon could be on there as well. Also, just what's going on around the ranch, webcams, that kind of stuff. Basically everything you can get on our website would just be on an app. I don't know. I kind of think, do you think the world is moving towards, like, everybody's getting apps? It's like, nobody, Amazon has an app.
Yeah, you know how great it is to order food outside the fast food restaurant and then just, like, sit in the parking lot and not talk to anyone and just use your Apple Pay?
Exactly.
Love that.
So that was kind of the question I was interested in finding out, what people would be interested in doing something like that, because obviously it'd be something that would take time and effort to do. So 40,000 head a week. There you go.
Yeah, it's insane. I believe that I read at one point, and I don't know if this is true or not, somebody else can Google it, that it would be the largest processing plant in the country.
Yeah, and you don't think they're going to employ, and that's the thing. Like,
they're not going to custom cut, guys.
No.
Like I saw that question, how do you know that you're going to get your beef back? That's not what they're doing. They're going to buy direct from feedlots. They're not buying from ranchers.
Yeah, and they're going to control prices, and they're going to control prices at auctions.
Yeah. So what Walmart is doing is somewhat interesting. So they're, and like Whole Foods and stuff does it too. Like, so they contract with ranchers, cow producers, and you enter a nutrition program, and they tell you, we want you to do these vaccines and this nutrition and track this and record that, and we want 1 semi-load of heifers that weigh this, and we want 1 semi-load of steers that weigh this, right, and so on and so forth, right? We're not big enough to do that. We never were big enough to do that. There's not enough land on this ranch to stock that many cows to do that. But that's what like Walmart and Whole Foods and stuff is already doing. Maybe they'll employ the same type of thing where the rancher enters into a contract. That's called vertical integration.
Yeah, that's what happened to chicken farmers, by the way. If you ever watch Netflix, a great show to go watch on Netflix is called Rotten, and there is an episode in there about the chicken industry and how vertical integration works, and how farmers, some of you guys may even be in this boat, where Tyson comes in and puts up a chicken barn, and they bring you chicks, and you raise them, and you have a contracted price. And if your chickens are 2 ounces below weight, you're taking a dock in your pay.
So Junie Carter said the owner is a rancher herself, so hopefully she makes it about the producer. How can she at 8,000 head per day? How can you make it about the small producer? And if she's got a business plan that makes it about the producer, I 100% support that, and that's great. But 8,000 head per day, the average American rancher has less than 100 cows.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like 35 or something.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So how are you going to make it about the rancher at 8,000 head per day?
And that's why we do what we do. Yeah. Tyson rules here in my area. Yeah, that's what you see.
Yeah.
And it's not, it is what it is. But
yeah, vertical integration is what it is, right? Like, it is what it is. We couldn't succeed at that game with our stocking rate in Wyoming and with the current cattle prices. So we just said we can't play this game. That's fine.
We quit. We rage quit.
Yeah, everybody's path in agriculture is relevant and important, and as long as you're producing food for Americans, you're important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not here to judge. I do have questions and concerns about how an 8,000 per day facility is going to care about the average American rancher.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, it's just, you're not going to walk in there and they're going to say, oh, hey, Mike, how you doing? They're not going to know who we are.
No, but they do at Sturgis. And Sturgis has drawbacks, too. Like, I have concerns about Sturgis, too. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it is about the rancher. I don't know how it will be about the rancher. When you have to move that much meat, like, how are you going to move that much meat and make Walmart care?
Yeah.
That's my question. If somebody has an answer to that, like, I would love to hear that. Some of it will be buffalo. Cool. There's not that many buffalo in this country. Like, I don't know how many buffalo bison are in production, but how many bison are produced in this country?
I have no idea. Ginger Banks asked a farmer.
Oh, goats are out. Oh, fun.
Goats are out?
My goats keep getting out.
You're right back. Goats are out. Farmer owning land in the same town as myself, charging $13 a pound for deboned chicken breast. No shipping. First of all, if he's doing deboned chicken breast, it has to be USDA inspected.
Yeah, it's easy to get a chicken. It's not easy, but it's easier to get a chicken facility than it is to get a beef facility.
So, but it's still USDA inspected. What does chicken cost in the grocery store?
So I just bought some chicken breast. It's really high right now because of the avian flu and there's a chicken shortage. I think I paid $4 a pound for $3.90. No, maybe $4.99 a pound.
So yeah, I would say 13 is pretty high.
So I was looking at the packaging and stuff too. So I shop at Albertsons, and so I just buy the signature. That's the Albertsons brand. So there's two different packages, different packaging, but like same chicken breast. And I believe the one I bought was $4.99 a pound, and the other one was $5.49 a pound, and it was value pack. I was like, well, what's the value?
It's in one package.
And it was like a big package, and I was like, oh, I'll buy that. It was $20-some, which is like crazy.
If anybody wants to watch Jeff go get the goats, head on over to our website, ourWyomingLife.com. Click on the goat cam, and you can watch Jeff put the goats back in, by the way.
Junie Carter works at a Tyson. The Holcomb, Kansas plant could slaughter 6K a day, but they don't. Yeah, so we're also entering a beef shortage, okay, guys? Like, there is drought throughout the West. Breeding cows are at like a record low. I've seen on social media ginormous lines at auction houses selling cows, and this is not the time of the year where they should be super busy. We are set to hit historic lows for inventory and an 8,000 per day plant that doesn't open for like 5 years. Like, numbers might recover by then, but it usually takes longer than that.
Yeah.
So.
Will you be picking up your processed beef the same week as Sturgis? Probably.
And we
It's Sturgis. I'm always in Sturgis during the rally.
No, you should miss it.
Will I?
Yeah.
I always end up there
go
during
next
the rally.
week.
Every single year.
We'll send Jeff. He's out getting the goats. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know what's going on. He's not paying attention. What kind of snake was that in that video from Bamboozler? It was a bull snake, and not a huge bull snake. It was probably under a year old. It wasn't that big. Definitely made me jump though.
You did find a rattlesnake though.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't filming, but yeah, I killed a rattlesnake.
A baby.
A baby rattlesnake.
Yeah, those are even worse.
Yeah, I kind of that one. I was actually going down into the well pit, and it was down at the bottom of the well pit.
You're supposed to look before you go down.
Well, it's dark down there, so I didn't see until I actually got on the ground, and then I turned around, and it was actually doing the whole rattlesnake thing. It was just tiny. It was all coiled up and doing the whole rattlesnake thing. Didn't have any rattles yet or anything, but it didn't do that for long. So
$6.99 a pound for chicken breast. Yeah, so I've actually obviously we raise chickens and stuff, but our inventory's been super low because we keep selling all of them, which is great. But I haven't really been buying chicken. I try and buy it when it's on sale, and otherwise, we've just not. One, I haven't been cooking, just in general.
Yeah, we've been eating a lot of cereal lately.
Cheese and crackers.
I think we're on track now to do 500 chickens this year.
No, I think I need to order another 200. So close to. We'll order 400. They don't all make it.
I'm missing my table over here.
Oh, where's your table?
It's over
there.
we rearranged.
Like 7 weeks ago.
Yeah. So we're doing chickens here. How much do you sell your whole chicken for per pound?
$4.50 a pound.
$4.50 a pound for a whole chicken. Yeah. We still get some interesting folks coming in. I haven't had any. We talked about this during our last live stream about the gal that wouldn't buy chicken because it was killed, and she wanted to buy chicken that wasn't killed. I haven't had any.
Here.
Right.
We don't know what that means.
Yeah, we don't know what that means, but I haven't had any new people yet this week. So it's been a good week of relatively smart people coming through the tour and stuff. So I do have some sad news this week. I actually ended up selling the Firebird. It went out the door.
Tragic.
The only time I really ever mentioned it, I think, was during live stream.
During the 24-hour live stream.
During the 24-hour live stream, I mentioned that we were talking about selling it. Acceleration Rules, Dennis, actually came and bought it and came to the ranch and picked it up, and off he went. I hope it's still running. I haven't heard yet. He is here tonight, so hopefully everything's working out good for him. Cattle rustling, honestly, what we see more than anything, the cattle rustling that we see here takes place between neighbors more than anything. It's calves get onto the wrong ranch if they're not marked. It's almost like an inadvertent cattle rustling. We've never had it.
It does happen.
That's what I say. Yeah, it's inadvertent. It just kind of happens.
But I mean, people do still. Nobody can afford to feed a cow right now. So
you're gonna go steal cows. You're gonna be like, oh crap! I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I don't know that James Doe said, "Hey Manny, with the food shortage, I'd be watching my cows." I don't think somebody's gonna steal a cow to go. Most people don't know how to butcher a cow. I don't know how to butcher a cow. Do you know how to butcher a cow? Fake
my way through it. I can make hamburger.
We don't have a grinder.
I could get a grinder.
I am not grinding a whole cow. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it does sound horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And you cannot sell it or transport it across state lines without a brand inspection. So they'd have to butcher it themselves. I don't think anyone's going to steal a cow to butcher it. I don't know why people are stealing cows, though. Why do people steal cows?
Because they can. I don't know. Other than feed, what's your largest expense on the animals? Feed is probably the top. Time would probably be a big expense.
It's not like we pay ourselves.
I value my time, but
but it's not like we're paid by the hour.
Other than feed.
The feed bill.
It says other than feed.
But that is the biggest bill.
What are you doing?
I'm checking the goat cam to see if the goats are.
Is anybody watching the goat cam? Did Jeff get them in yet? Other than feed, I guess probably.
How did Jeff know that the goats were out? Oh, they're big long hairs.
Probably would be probably medical expense would probably be the big thing after that.
But that's like so minimal.
It is, but feed is that big one.
Like I think we spent $400 on vaccines and ivermectin at branding time, and then we'll spend another $400 or so on preconditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Preg check-in will cost about $400 for our herd size. So you're looking at like a vet bill of like, for just maintenance. Like obviously if you have to call the vet out, that's different. Oh, Jeff's at the goat camp. Like just maintenance, like vaccinations. Obviously throw in some antibiotics. Like $2,000 a year, like on the high end of like maintenance.
But that's minimal. Probably the next highest.
It's like it's like $2 per cow.
Yeah,
less than that.
But that's probably the next highest. That was the question. After feed, what's the next highest expense?
Feed is like $35,000 per animal.
After feed, you're hung up on the feed thing. After feed, what's the next highest expense? Feeding them, tractors, fuel, all that kind of stuff probably plays into it too. But
infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's probably higher. Well, no, you depreciate that out.
Yeah, the tractor depreciated that a long time ago.
The barn. But if you want to do anything new, like a feed lot, it's $1 bazillion. What are you doing, Jeff?
Erin will just watch TV through the entire live stream. When is preg checking this year? Will you do it live? Not exactly sure. Don't have a plan so far yet.
We won't do it live.
I'm
not dealing with the comments.
Erin hates doing the live. Anything with the live branding, live preg check. We end up getting a lot of weird folks coming in for those type of things. So You end up answering the same question all day long.
No, but I answered like people are rude.
They are.
Yeah, because we get thrown into the algorithm, and people are rude. So no, we will not live stream it.
I can't deal with it. I can't run the camera
No,
the whole
you
time,
can't.
so I can't answer. So Erin gets stuck with it.
I'm busy during price checking. Like we don't. I mean, we could obviously have more people come and stuff, but like I run the shoot and I do stuff. Like,
Right.
I run the shoot. I do records and I cut tags, and I ivermec. I don't have time.
Jeff's apparently fixing a fence over there. I guess they pushed out the fence again.
He's wiring a card thing to it, the ramp.
Really? Are we getting that redneck that he's wiring random things to the fence?
Yeah.
Is that what he's really doing? I gotta check this. Bear with me 1 second, guys. So rather than go get a staple gun and put the fence back up, he's wiring. Let me see this. Can I zoom in on this junk?
Yeah, I still use the high tunnels.
What is he doing?
Where's the radio?
I don't have a radio on. Wow. Okay, redneck engineering, I guess.
Hey, you can talk through the camera.
Oh, really? Can I? Hold on. Hey, Jeff, what you doing? Takes a while.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's not
I don't think
working
or it's not working.
You might not hear. All right. Well, that's a project to fix.
I don't know what he's doing. Okay.
Do you think the donkey's gonna have the baby soon? TBD.
I don't know. She's not getting huge yet, and so I did talk to the vet. Donkeys can carry anywhere from 11 to 14 months, and we don't know what her normal gestation period is. So
You should text Randy.
Oh, he may know. He might be able to look that up, actually. Summer vacation this year?
Yeah, sometime.
Some point.
I'm not going to tell you guys.
You're just being spicy tonight. Did you make that really strong?
Hey, 230,000 people. Hey, we're going to be gone for a while. Oh,
Come and hang out.
I'll tell you when we're back. We're here today. Tomorrow? Who knows?
Yeah. How are the gardens doing? Still using the high tunnels?
Trying to die. Freaking hot. No, everything's fine. It is hot. How many times have I checked the tomatoes today? Like 7.
Yeah.
We should call back our key. Goat fence is broken. Oh, are you gonna have extra fence from across the road?
Maybe, but it's got bigger holes. You know, it's like 4 or 5 inches.
Well, we have
6
big
inch.
panels around the petting zoo.
What do you want a fence?
The goat pen.
Oh, well, it's got fence on it.
But it's fallen. They've found the weakness.
Found the weakness. Let's see. From Jamie Zimmerman, how wide is your
And
alleyway?
there's a car ramp being wired to
Apparently.
it currently.
You know, it's great when you take over tours and stuff, and they're just like, you can tell people look at it, they're just like, oh, there's a pallet wired to that fence, or, you know, whatever else. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you just grab something and throw it up there and screw it in, staple, you know, whatever you got to do, and hope it holds together. How wide is the alleyway leading to the squeeze chutes? The cows don't turn, or cows and calves turn around.
It's adjustable.
It's adjustable, but it's about 18 inches, so it's not very wide. Now, the cows get skinnier as they go down, so
Their walking profile is very small.
yeah, if you see a cow trail, they're about this wide, so
Yeah, maybe like 12 inches.
maybe they're pretty narrow.
Propane tanks on sticks.
Propane tanks on sticks. Yeah. More beef in August still. We have more beef coming in like a week or 2.
Yeah, it's gonna get cut next week, so it just depends on how quickly they get it done. It should get cut on Tuesday. So I had to cut sheets.
Tonight?
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. County Fair.
I don't know. End of
I have
July.
so yeah.
Our kids don't do 4-H. We don't have time for that. We talk about farm economics often with them. Can I buy steak packages? Yeah, hopefully next week. Not this week. Next week.
More tequila.
I don't have any ice.
I know. You have to go all the way to the shop for ice because I used up the rest of it in the fridge. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
So long walk for ice. And is Jeff still fixing the fence, or else we'd say, Jeff, can you bring us some ice? Oh, I broke it.
Oh.
How do I make it go bigger, smaller?
Looks like he's done.
Donkey still goes back to the barn every night. Gets a little break from the goats. And
Temporary, unless it works. Yeah, that's the problem. It's temporary turns into permanent around here.
Alan asked if he could see the emus. I actually joked with Aaron. I was like, "Yeah, Jeff's going to bring up the emu tonight," and you can't. They're big. They're getting big. They're
They don't
growing.
fit on the couch anymore.
They won't. Yeah, they won't fit. And when they poop on me this time, it's not going to be cute.
It's big.
It's not. It's rather horrible. Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're great. They're doing really well. I know you guys haven't seen them a lot. We kind of just been enjoying them, and
we've been haying. I mean, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I started talking about this earlier. Like, haying is so time sucky. Like, what is that? Like time.
Yeah, it is.
Time dependent or whatever else. Like, it just takes all of our time. I felt bad because I'm like, oh, I got to make another video. Oh, I'm going to make a video about haying because that's what I'm doing, obviously. But it'd be nice to go out and take a look at cows or emus or calves or whatever else is going on. But I mean, we go out and check the cows once a day, and it's like, okay, now I got to get right back into hay and get to it. So. And
I'm just trying to keep gardens alive and keep the weeds down. And farm store has been super busy, and yeah. And there's a couple of, like, why don't your kids do 4-H? We're super busy. Obviously, we make time for whatever you prioritize and stuff. It hasn't been is 4-H a priority for you?
No, not so much. I mean, the kids know what it is. They're not really
They're not
interested.
super interested in it.
They have 4-H every time they go to the barn.
Yeah. There's things I think are amazing and I love about 4-H, and there's things, of course, that like I don't love, but like that's okay. But at the end of the day, like our kids are getting to experience raising food for people on a daily basis. So
they do have a unique life. Like people come to their house to buy food. Yeah.
So most, not all, I am making a generalization and an assumption here, but most families that raise a few steers for 4-H are probably raising a few steers for family or friends or whatever. Most people in our part of the world are not direct-to-consumer beef producers.
No.
And that's generally true throughout most of America. But our kids are getting the economics and the how-to of raising beef for consumption on literally a daily basis. So, yeah, I mean, we could do it, and they could go sell a $4,000 steer, which is insane. Or we can just stay home and save the fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know.
Lots of folks asking about the cows and calving. We still have one cow out there, by the way, that's holding on to her calf. Number 76, we checked on her again today. She's got a nice big bag on her. She can calve at any time. Honestly, we did the math. She had to be
like the
last cow to get pregnant on the last day that the bull was out there. And she's holding on for like an extra 2 weeks. So I'm pretty sure
gestation is just an estimation.
True.
It's an average.
Yeah.
I think 4-H and FFA are great for kids. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that we're teaching our kids some of the same principles that 4-H and FFA teach right here on the ranch. So.
Yeah, and as they get older, they may want to get into it, and I think that'll be good if they want to do that. But
it's tough. Like it's tough as parents too, and we limit the number of activities that our kids do. It's hard for us to be away from the ranch. Obviously, we have animals, and we have Jeff, but I don't expect Jeff to do everything. You basically have to live at fair for a week. You have to go clean up. If you show chickens, you have to go twice a day and clean up after your chickens, which is appropriate and necessary. But
yeah,
does the ranch stop for 2 weeks?
No.
Or a week or 10 days?
Yeah. And there are more things than just livestock, obviously, at 4-H as well. Nobody's bashing on 4-H.
No, it's a great program. Mackenzie would want to do all the things.
Right.
Mackenzie's hard to censor sometimes. So, yeah.
And they do their horseback riding every week, and they all have their activities that they do. So it's not like we're just making our kids not do anything.
No, not every agriculture kid has to do 4-H too. I think that's a weird assumption. We've always gotten that question. Do your kids do 4-H? And they've only ever done a tiny bit.
They did the clover buds thing, or what is that Is that clover bud? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, when they're little.
Yeah, they did a lot of that. So.
Yeah, 4-H covers a million different things, and there are great learning opportunities for kids. and great experiences, and I don't have a problem with the program. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we're busy, and a lot of those same principles are being taught to our kids as it is.
Yeah. Melissa asked how Bean's doing. Bean's doing great. She's not loving the heat. And, just a lot of people ask, why isn't she in the tractor hanging with you all the time? She'd be bored out of her mind. She doesn't want to sit in the tractor, and she can't be trusted running around the tractors, or, there's haying equipment, there's sickles and all kinds of stuff going on. So she kind of stays away from haying.
She loves her kids and wants to do things with her kids every single day. She doesn't want to hang out with us. She's going to be the mopiest dog in the world when the kids go back to...
When they go back to school, it's going to be horrible. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That's an interesting comment, Dan.
What did Dan say? I missed it.
No, scroll down.
Scroll down?
Yeah.
Interesting. We can't say that, but you can. Where are the bottle calves? They're in the Aeroquip, actually. They're living outside now. They're on the tour every single day. They get their bottles. They get fed. They hang out. They meet people. They have a great life. Yeah.
I honestly don't know how ranch families do 4-H.
I know. We have friends that have kids in 4-H, and they take their camper. They live at the fairgrounds for a week.
I have a store. And I have a town job, guys. I don't have time.
It's tough. It is tough. How are jerky stock levels doing? Jerky seems fine.
There's a couple flavors that are getting low. Like the maple jalapeno is, I think we're on the last box of 4.5 ounce.
All the things I like, people buy up.
Really maple jalapeno is really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
I don't have any around here. I actually took some with me today in the tractor. And, yeah.
Maple jalapeno.
Yeah.
And honey's getting low. So I do obviously original peppered and teriyaki. I ordered the most of those. The other flavors I don't order as much. There's a ton of barbecue. I asked for not as much barbecue, and I got more barbecue than anything else. So that's fun. But yeah, I think we will run out of stuff before we get more jerky back. And it's still on sale because we're not done haying.
No, we're still going on 10% off of all jerky on the website, along with apparel and drinkware. Those new water bottles. I should have brought one up. I love those water bottles. They're awesome.
What happened to my water bottle?
I think it's in a tractor somewhere. Yeah, I just got to stay hydrated while I'm driving. I got to use it one time. It's cool.
You stole it.
I actually thought it was Grace's, and I stole
it.
Because I gave mine to Grace.
So you stole mine.
So I think I stole Grace's.
No, she has hers.
Well, steal hers. It's not like they have names on them.
Carrie's does.
Well, she wrote her name on hers. She's smart. She's the smart one. Carrie did write her name on her. And how do you stay hydrated while out in the fields? Lots and lots of Gatorade. I drink lots of Gatorade while we're out driving around.
Yeah, the 4055 doesn't have great air conditioning.
No, the air conditioning sucks in the 4055.
And I have been getting up. We both have. We've both been out of bed by 5:30, somewhere between 5 and 6 for
weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah, and I'll go out. And
I slept in yesterday, and I woke up at 6:58, and I was like, "Oh my god, I slept in," and I felt panicked. It was 6:58.
You were scared. What happened? Where am I?
I was like, "Oh my god, I have to go," and it threw off my whole day.
The extra hour that you slept in threw off your whole day. Okay.
Joe Kunk says, it's just a way of life here in Ohio. I live 30 minutes from my fairground, and I rush back and forth from home to get the milking done and chores and stuff and make it back to the ground to show animals. Yeah, tons of families do that. It is the mental capacity that it would take to organize my life during fair is just...
You can't do it.
I can't. I'm just going to... No. We're just going to peace out on fair. If the kids really, really at some point want to do it, we'll figure out how to make it work. But, yeah, I can teach them. You can teach them how to finish steer and raise some chickens, and
they can sell that steer in the. We could have a.
I can buy.
We could have a Mackenzie steer special on Patreon.
Yeah, and I can
just buy Mackenzie steer.
I can buy a blue ribbon on Amazon.
Yeah.
So.
Lorena W. Never see any steaks in the packages.
Yeah, because we're out all the time.
We do have new
Next
steaks
week.
next week. More steaks are coming in. Packages will change. You'll get an email if you're a Patreon supporter telling you new packages are out, and you'll be good to go. We have to talk about EPP before we're done for the day.
So unfortunately, there is a very limited supply of steaks. We're not Costco. We can't just go in the back and get more ribeyes. There's not that many steaks on an animal in comparison to ground and like roast.
Mm-hmm.
We run out of steaks way fast. So when we put steaks on the website, if you're a Patreon member, if you don't wait, like you need to buy it. So we will sell out, and we're still obviously supplying our farm store with steaks too. So
and harvest hosts and
everybody's been without.
It's everybody's chomping down the bit. Really quick, electrolyte Gatorade. Carrie gave me some. It's disgusting. It's that there's a new Gatorade that has
it's extra hydrating.
It's like slime.
Yeah, so I don't like the liquid IV, but last year I need to order some. I had some electrolyte. I had some electrolyte powder that I bought on Amazon that wasn't slimy.
Oh, really? Because it's like it adds like a weird. In fact, I think I took a drink of it and I was like, oh, that tastes like snot, or it feels like it's just that slimy, icky feeling, which probably didn't help.
I don't like liquid IV and stuff, but that powder I had was nice. I don't know what brand it was.
Kay asked, where are the emus? They're actually in the barn, and then they have an emu run that they can go. They can go outside now and hang out and do their whole thing. So
and they're big.
Everybody on the tour every morning gets to see the emus. We'll have to figure out some way to get them back on the channel. So maybe we'll do an animal update or something.
I named them. They're Forrest and Jenny.
Yeah, Forrest and Jenny, because Forrest likes to run, and Jenny's kind of a butthead. So.
Well, the steaks last more than 1 week. Yeah, they should.
What tanks?
Steaks.
Oh, steaks. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Somebody made this for us. I don't remember who.
It's written on the back.
A subscriber.
Yeah. Veal steaks, probably not going to happen, but
thanks,
maybe.
Susan, for being here. No, we're not raising veal. We don't have dairy steers.
Yeah, veal comes from dairy calves most of the time. So that's why
there's not even any. And they're not. They're like 600 to 800 pounds. They're not babies.
There you go. Talk about what's EPP this week. You guys got to see. You received emails. You saw it on Facebook. EPP had a huge fundraiser that took place this week. Tell us what happened and how it went.
Edible Prairie Project participated in Wyoming.
First of all, you're gonna have to explain what Edible Prairie Project is.
It's a nonprofit that I founded and I run, that I'm executive director of, that I started in 2019 along with my friend Megan. And it works to make local food more affordable, accessible, and available to all members of our community. We have a couple of programs. One is our flagship program is our Veggie Baskets. It's a weekly produce basket. We have tiered pricing, a retail level, a GAP basket, and a SNAP and WIC price. Essentially, if you're on SNAP or WIC, which are our federal food assistant programs, you receive the basket for free. And then we do a summer weekend meals for kids program, which is a weekend food bag program in the summertime for elementary and preschool aged kids. We pack 235 food bags per week. They get 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, 2 dinners, 2 snacks, and 1 fresh fruit or produce. And we use a local produce item if we can. Those are our main programs. We participate in WYO Gives. It's a statewide online day of giving hosted by the Wyoming nonprofit agency. And we raised $21,699. There is close to another $10,000-ish that is coming our way through the Hughes Charitable Foundation, matched up to $1 million in the state. So they did $1 million match, and that was day of donations given through the WYO Gives platform. I don't know exactly what time the $1 million was hit, but I think we were at $8,000 or $9,000 for day of donations. And then we did a WYO Gives block party. There was 13 of us local nonprofit agencies in Campbell County that participated. So I'm going to be I think we'll be over $30,000 once we get all of those matches in. So,
where does that money go?
It's general funding. It buys food, it pays salaries. those are our main expenses. It's crazy the amount of money I spend on food this time of the year. It provides funding so that the produce can be purchased for the Veggie Baskets. I grow most of the produce for the Veggie Baskets, but we also support other farmers and ranchers. So like I have eggs coming from another local producer this week for Veggie Baskets, and we pay 80% of average retail to that farmer. So it helps pay for that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your link was number 2?
Yeah, so every year they do this thing. It's a peer-to-peer fundraiser link where I had my own link that was part of Edible Prairie Project's main page, but I won number 2 in the state because my link that you guys all donated to, what did we raise? $6,312. So
Very cool.
Actually got another $300 for that. And we won another prize. So Wyoming Nonprofit Network does all these different prizes and stuff that organizations can win. And we also won early risers. So we got 20 donations between, I think it was like 6 and 8. And then it was just randomly drawn from all the organizations that had 20 donations. But I sent the OWL newsletter at like 6:48.
Oh.
And then we got a ton of donations after that. So you guys helped me win that too. So because of you guys and all of your guys' donations, we won an extra $550.
Very cool.
So,
and
yeah.
that goes right into EPP
Yeah,
as
so
well,
that'll just go into that total. So yeah, we will be over $30,000. So our most successful fundraiser, it is our biggest fundraiser of the year. Thank you guys so much. So
very cool. Very cool. We're getting ready to wrap things up here really quick. We'll answer a few more questions. Have you ever thought about putting some fertilizer on your head? Hay. Feels to maybe get more hay next year would be just a waste of time. Honestly, fertilizing all depends on rain. And if we feel like rain is coming and we want to gamble, I mean, that's what it is. It's a gamble. We might call AZ down in Vegas and see what odds are on rain. And throw the dice and see what happens. But it's definitely, you have to have that. If you're going to go out and fertilize, especially here, you have to have that money to waste, because you have to. You can't take money away from something else that it's gonna. If you can't take money away from feed to say, okay, I'm going to fertilize, and hopefully we get rain. I don't think that would be a good gamble to take on the ranch. So it's definitely tricky.
Yeah, it's tough because we all have. Several of you guys are farmers and experiencing higher input cost. It is hard right now. We'll see what fertilizer is like. I know it's kind of come down and it's not looking as crazy right now, but we also have to figure out how to spread it because we don't have the equipment.
Right.
We don't.
Not a whole lot of fertilizing happens around here.
Nobody fertilizes here.
They may put out some manure if they can. So
yeah.
Jerky in stock? Yes, jerky's in stock on our website.
Beef sticks, not muscle jerky.
Oh yeah, muscle jerky. Yeah,
Or
beef sticks are in
out.
stock. Muscle jerky is not yet back.
It won't be
Probably
back
won't be
until
fall.
February.
Wow.
What do
Goes so fast.
Do you have more cows?
No, I know that we're taking cows to go into jerky at the end of the year, but I forget how long it takes to make jerky.
Well, they'll go in December. But they are going earlier in 2023, but they don't go to till December this year. I don't know why I had it so late.
I don't know why either.
I don't know.
Apparently we want to feed them.
When I did my November schedule, I was like, oh yeah, they can go way earlier. What was I thinking? But yeah, it takes 2 to 3 months to get it back.
Yeah, jerky takes forever. So
yeah, and so beef sticks are on the website and they're on sale.
Yes.
Till Tuesday probably.
Yeah, Tuesday at midnight is kind of what I'm thinking. So, Ronnie, thank you very much. I mean, there were times where you went hungry.
Nobody should be without food, especially
Exactly.
kids.
Yeah. Has the ranch ever produced more than one cut per year? Nope, never have. Not successfully, anyway. Erin is clenching her jaw. Bottom line, with 15 inches of precip, nothing you can purchase that'll pay back with increased yields. Unless you were just dumb lucky, and if you had a wet year, we did have 8 inches of rain one time.
And we had shitty hay.
In May, yeah, and we didn't have good hay. But if we would have had fertilizer down, could have that been different? Probably, maybe.
No, we have sandy loam, guys. Sandy soil. Nitrogen is very water soluble.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. Like,
it's fun to get her up and going. You can just all. Are you sure that if we put down fertilizer and we got a bunch of rain, and then the sunshine, and then we got the perfect temperatures, everything together like Thor's magic hammer all came together all at once and was perfect conditions, and you happen to say, I'm going to roll the dice, spend $10,000 on fertilizer that year, bumper crop of hay. Oh crap! Now we got way more hay than we need, so now we got to sell hay. Yeah. So then
that's so you did have to cut more acres than we've ever cut before. We have a very low hay yield this year, like very below average.
It's gonna come out about 1,000 pounds an acre.
Right, that's below average.
Yeah.
That's not all because of soil fertility, right? It's because of 10 years of drought, 2 years of massive drought. Obviously, we have a lower stem count, and we didn't get quite enough rain.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a very cool June.
Yep.
Right? It was cold, like 34 degrees a couple times in June. That affects grass.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, is it better to minimize your input cost, just cut more acres, or have 500 acres of bumper crop, have to run the machinery that much harder, have that input cost, still going to have the same diesel cost, right?
Yeah.
And then have all this hay that we don't need.
Yeah. Brian's got we're going to use the fire truck to irrigate. 500 gallons at a time. And really, Jeff just has to go 24 hours a day.
I agree, Dan. Yeah, I mean, like, why do it, right? Like, why spend the time? Like,
we fertilize with poop.
Conservative
fertilizer.
Yeah, and the cows put it out themselves.
And yeah.
Conservative estimate would be $10,000 plus equipment to spread it, plus tractor time, plus a potential breakdown.
And we run into the same problem with seeding. Okay, whether fertilizer, seeding, we're going to have to reseed at some point. We have to figure something out.
Right.
That's a gamble.
Yeah, and so when we reseed, we can put in a granular fertilizer that's a time-release fertilizer to help get that grass established, and then that shit's going to go do its own thing for the next 10 years.
Yeah. We're all going to go pee on the field.
We are dry land hay farmers, guys.
Henry asked how long it's going to take to pick up every bale and stack them. Oh my gosh, forever.
A while.
It's so boring, back and forth and back and forth.
I got heart.
What?
I have heart.
You have heart? No doubt.
No, we can't use the 4-wheeler to fertilizer. Oh my god, that would take forever. 600 acres of hay this year, guys. 600 acres.
Yeah, over 600 acres actually. Yeah. So lots of hay.
Yeah, it is taken. How long have we been doing this?
We've been haying for almost 20 days.
Yeah,
3 weeks. What's today? 17th. So yeah, like 21 days. Yeah, something like that. So 3 weeks. Yeah.
There's no pig farms around now. There's dry land cattle farms and sheep farms. That's what there is.
Oh my gosh.
Would it help to disc or till? Again,
it's
a gamble.
Yeah, we have done that in the past. We'll go through and rip it up a little bit. Yeah, it's always a gamble. Everything's a gamble. Yeah. Life is a gamble.
We wouldn't till. You don't do that to hayfields.
Right. We try not to.
Not non-irrigated. So irrigated hayfields are very, very different from dry land hayfields.
Very much so.
So all I would ever want to do would be to shallow rip it, like 2 inches, drill new seed in with a time-release fertilizer. Yeah. That's most likely what we will do.
And again, that's a gamble. Yeah. So crop dusting services, not so much. No, we about the closest we ever gotten was spraying for grasshoppers, and I don't know where they came from.
Yeah, the county, when we have big grasshopper blooms, the county weed and pest. Well, you can participate in the program to spray grasshoppers. It's fun to watch them.
Yeah, they're crazy. 600 acres is a lot. My butt hurts. I'm sure Jeff's does because he doesn't put any air in his seat. He just rides on the axles. He told me the other day, he's like, finally decided I put a little air in my seat because I was bottoming out, hitting some of those bumps. And it's like, oh my gosh. Like, no wonder you got a headache. I asked him one day, I was like, you ever bounce your head off the roof of the tractor? Because I do that, because I'll hit a bump and bounce my head off the roof of the tractor. He like 8 feet before he gets to the roof of the tractor. So, but honestly, guys, we are super excited that we have hay to harvest.
Yes.
Being able to get out there and do it, make our own feed for the ranch. And when the video comes out on Tuesday, I think you guys will be just as shocked as I am when we take a look at the price difference between buying hay as compared to producing it on the ranch, including, fuel and repairs and maintenance and all that kind of stuff. You put all that in there, you're still going to be shocked at the price difference. And somebody is going to say, when you buy hay, who's making the money off of that? Because it's going somewhere. And that's kind of the part that kind of surprised me the most over everything that with being able to produce hay as compared to buying it and bringing it on the truck. Yeah. So it's definitely supply and demand, but is somebody being taken advantage of? Maybe. And I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
Back.
What's up? Scroll up?
Yeah, there's one question. Joe Richmond said, Mike and Erin crop rotation. What crop? There's just hay. We can't rotate a hay field with a hay field. We only produce hay.
Yeah.
So we could do cover crops. It's expensive, dependent upon rain, not a permanent solution.
Right.
Right. But not to say that's not something that we won't do at some point.
Exactly. Chrissy down $20 super chat. Hemorrhoids fun. I don't need to buy any hemorrhoids. We're good.
Venmo that to
Jeff. We'll forward that on to Jeff. There we go. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We went a little bit over time today, but
you got me ranting and raving.
I know, it's so much fun. All you have to do is talk about fertilizer or irrigation.
Dryland farmers, guys.
There's a number of key points you can get.
Dryland farmers at 4,500 feet above sea level in a zone 4B with very limited grow season.
Right, exactly. So it is. It's called Tequila 1800. If anybody would like to,
I did one. I ran out.
Oh, I know, but what I'm thinking is, if anybody wants to, calm you down a little bit.
Yeah, we do graze the hay fields. Yeah, they'll get turned in.
Yeah, probably, possibly. They have lots of food to eat out there, guys. Those cows are not. They're not going to go hungry.
Yeah, they don't even really need to graze the hay fields this year. Dan, you're absolutely right. Everybody's story in agriculture is extremely different, and we can all learn from each other.
Yeah. Go out there and watch more than just us. See what other places look like. The difference between here and Missouri is night and day.
And commodity farmers versus direct to consumer, as we make this transition, have made this transition, obviously you guys see that our operation is different than it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, things change.
Yep.
Everything changed. Thank you very much, guys, for hanging out with us. Thank you to our moderators, Lori Habel, Matt Fensel, William Dunn, Bill the Tractor Man, and who did I miss? Zach Hewitt.
He's never here anywhere.
He's got work to do. He's off at 4-H doing stuff. And then, of course, Jeff Lake, our goat wrangler. Thank you very much for getting out there and taking care of those guys, Jeff. We appreciate it. And we'll be back again on Tuesday with our new video. We're going to take a look at hay, and we'll get back to real life. Sign up for Patreon. Make sure you can order beef, pork, steaks.
If you want beef sticks, they're on sale now. Yep. Sales are going to end Tuesday at 11:59 p.m.
There you go.
Go do that on the website.
Go schedule that. 58%. Going back and looking at our poll, if there was an Owl app for your iPhone and devices or your Google phone or whatever you happen to have, 58% said that they would use that.
Well, maybe that's a winter project.
So maybe that's a winter project somewhere down the line. Might be kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. And